Hello and welcome to the Groove Junction. My name's DJ Matty F, and I am back for another episode of the Groove Junction. We talk all things DJ, DJ world, DJ equipment, DJ people, just everything DJ related, really. And I've got a guest coming up on the show tonight. But before we get to our guest, as always, I'd just like to thank Pro Mobile Magazine and also Wolf Mix for supporting and showing their love for the Groove Junction. As always, we are now episode 85. They are rolling along. And this week, like I've just mentioned, I've got a guest on this show. So let's get into it. So please welcome this week's guest. Now, we had this guest on the show on the third episode. We had him on the third episode of the Groove Junction all the way back in August 2024. I had to pause and remember, yes, it's been 2 years now, coming up 2 years. So August 2024, Shawn Solo was on our show. So please welcome to the Groove Junction, all the way from the United States of America, Mr.
From
DJ
across the
Shawn
pond.
Solo, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Clapping.
What's up, mate?
Yeah, oh, there it is. Found the button.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, well, get the sound
Give me a
effects
proper
in.
intro.
How are you, mate?
Mate, I am great, brother. It's so good to see you again. I cannot believe it's been that long. 2022? 23?
No,
No,
24.
when did you say it was? 24.
Were you listening to the intro?
I was.
No, it was August 2024. It was the third episode that we did, and you were
Third
the
episode.
first ever guest that we had on the show.
I'm so honored. And episode 85, congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you very much. And I've dragged you back.
Well, we
Kicking
knew this was
and
going to
screaming.
happen. Right.
Well, we
yeah, you
did.
had to twist my arm.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So we are going to get into all the sort of stuff that we've got into, which I sort of mentioned and touched on a few episodes ago in relation to Las Vegas. But I want to see your perspective on it a little bit as well. But let's sort of rewind back a little bit. So for people who didn't listen to episode 3, which is still available, if you want to go back in the archives
Go click on it.
of the Groove Junction, please feel free to do so and listen to the conversation that we had with Shawn. I haven't actually listened back myself. I'm probably slightly worried to listen back to it because I think the podcast is in a lot better place than it was all the way back in episode 3.
Yes.
But if you want to go back and have a little chuckle to yourself going, what are these blokes talking about? You can do. But Shawn, tell us about yourself. Where are you in the big US of A? And tell me what you do in the sense of your DJing world that you sit in.
Well, I'm in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and been living here since 2020. I lived in Dallas forever, and that's where my majority of my DJing career started back in 2000, 2001. I've done weddings and events and all that stuff as the mobile DJ world relates to, and bar gigs. And what I'm doing more recently now is I have a residency at 2 different venues each week. Of course, I've got my Dwayne's Place on Saturday nights where we do karaoke dance party, start the night off with karaoke, then about halfway through the night, drop it, and we're dancing, basically turn a place into a nightclub. And then Thursday nights, kind of a weekly kind of a show at a pub here in town we do trivia or music bingo. So that's just kind of a little weekly 3-4 hour show, nothing big deal. And then of course all the weddings, and that's what I'm trying to build back up, because that's what I did back in Dallas for forever, along with my normal daytime job, but had gotten a burnout on it, but have been rejuvenated. It's technically since about 2022 when I started to revamp everything as far as DJ software and getting back into it.
Nice. So before we get into the sort of the wedding stuff, so you're doing the bar stuff still? You mentioned that last time that you've got a residency at a bar.
Yeah, it's a local bar here in town that I don't know. It's great. They give me freedom. So we put on not just a normal karaoke or just a dance night. We do events. We do, you know, graduation. We just did an event called Mob Wives and Wise Guys where all the ladies were dressed up in fur coats. The guys were dressed, like mobsters. I had my DJ set up on the stage, and so we turned the place into a club. So do different like special events and theme nights kind of things. So they're usually pretty down with whatever ideas we come up with. So it's a fun, it's keeping it fresh. Yeah, you just can't just keep on doing the same old thing. Plus it's fun for me to get away from the karaoke every now and then. I mean, been doing it a long time, but sometimes I need a break from it too.
Yeah.
But that's why,
the same thing as
and splitting it up in the night as far as a normal Saturday, that helps too, because by a certain time when people have the liquid courage happening, they want to change their pace too. So it's just kind of how it works.
nice. What sort of music do you play then?
Oh, mate, I'm all over the spectrum sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of it is, I would say, a lot of 2000s, 2010s hip hop and stuff. Definitely 90s hip hop. I get into disco, and the fun thing is we've got so many international students for the athletics, and because I'm in a college town. If anybody didn't know that, Tahlequah is in a college town. So we have Northeastern State University here. So they've got, of course, tennis and golf and all this stuff. So we've got a lot of international players. And so because of my sports podcasts that I do through the school, I've met a lot of these international students. And so they come out to the bar. So then I've learned to sprinkle in some little disco house music or stuff that they see on TikTok or hear on TikTok.
Yeah.
And who knew that Tahlequah would love house music? And so I've been, I do a few of those bangers and stuff, and they love it. So it's kind of fun. And then otherwise, it's a lot of the, hip hop, like newer rap, like Sexy Red and
Yeah.
Saweetie and stuff like that. But it just, again, it depends on the night. Sometimes they don't want to hear that. Sometimes it's just, reading the crowd as always.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, working the club, working bars is always a little bit of fun. I've started to enjoy that a little bit more, the club stuff and the bar stuff. It just breaks it up a little bit from
It really does.
sort of the more formal wedding side of things as well. So it's always good to mix it up, which is great. So we've obviously been talking for a couple of years. We've been, on social media and reaching out to each other backwards and forwards. And then we had the opportunity to meet up in Vegas at the MEX, which was back last February. I sort of had to persuade you a little bit. I say persuade. There wasn't that much persuasion, really, to be honest.
It was an easy sale.
Yeah, I mentioned I was coming over. I mentioned that, it would be great. And I think it would be great for you because obviously we've talked for a couple of years. So I know your story. I know what you're trying to do. And I was just like, you've got to come out. And for one reason alone, obviously, for us to meet in person. But secondly, for obviously the education and other bits and pieces from the MEX. And what I like about it, and I hope you're going to expand on it, what I really like about the fact that you were like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I want to do this, is that you've rebranded yourself, but not rebranded yourself. You've gone for this 2.0 type of complete refresh. I'm from a Vegas point of view of gambling, I'm going all in to a degree and going, I'm actually committing to this. And I like that. I like that approach. And it's been really refreshing talking to you, obviously, as we've done phone calls, messages, etc. Seeing where you are. So in relation to MEX and the decision you made to go, I know what you got out of it at the back end of it, but when I said to you, I'm coming over to the MEX, like, what was your expectations before going?
My expectations were, I was hoping to expand my knowledge of the social media side, learning some of the business more in detail than what I've thought I've known. all these years that I thought something's got to change, because it kind of happened at the right time. I had been looking at upping my pricing, my price points. I've been adding new gear to kind of give a better production, if you will. And so it was kind of funny. It all happened pretty organically, that I hadn't planned. I'd never been to a conference before. I'd seen it on social media. I'd seen the Pro Mobile stuff that you guys do. I had seen some other, TikTok videos or whatever, people at conferences, but never thought about going. And then you reached out and told me about MEX, that you were going, or MEX. And of course I love Vegas. So it was an easy sale, but it came at the right time, because I was ready to change something, because my goal was, okay, I need to start adding weddings back into my mix. The bar thing has been great. It's all been about timing for me. I got tired of doing weddings when I left Dallas. I got here, did the bar thing. The bar thing has been great. It's been eye-opening. I've been rejuvenated as a DJ. But now I'm like, I need to get back into doing some of the weddings, because I'm starting to enjoy it again. And that's where it has to come with, not rebranding. It's just 2.0. I'm like going, okay, people know me as Shawn Solo, the bar. They don't know that, oh, he does weddings too. I have booked weddings because of being in here in Tahlequah and doing the bar thing. But when they've seen my setup, and when I do a wedding, they're like going, oh, wow, I'm like, yeah, the bar thing has just been the bonus. But anyway, I'm sorry I got kind of off track there, but
No, definitely not off track. This is your story.
And then when MEX came out and I booked it, I was super excited. I was just going to be a sponge. I was super excited that you were going to be there, because I felt like, I don't think I would have gotten as much out of it if I didn't have a familiar face. And I think that made a huge difference too, to be honest with you. Not to be too sentimental, but I think that was it was a game changer for me. But when all that was happening, and I was then lining up my agenda, using my good friend Chewy, it started to explode. Like everything that it went into, the branding, the changing the gear of, okay, we're going to look at this. We're going to look at packages. We're going to expand. This is how you're going to start booking. This is to get this goal here. And I'm going, okay, my mind is getting blown right now on what to do. And so that happened the week before I was flying out. And so when I got to Vegas, I was focused. I was just going to go to a couple seminars, but then I was like, okay, we're going to go to this one. We're going to go to this one. And
Yeah.
it just fell into place. But the other important, the huge thing was the networking part of it. I think that was another game changer there.
Yeah, I think I was super excited and super pleased that you were like, yeah, I want to come. I mentioned it to you, and then I left it for quite a few months, and then I reached back out going, look, are you coming? And you were like, yeah, I'm coming. It's all good. Mandy, she's aware. She's on board. She gets it. I'm coming. So I was like, brilliant. This is going to be great. And you are right about having a familiar face to sort of lean on a little bit, because when you're going into something like that, you don't know really what's going to come of it. You just see it on paper.
Right.
This is what's going to happen. But there was DJs from all over the US. There was some from Canada. There was obviously the UK guys as well. A couple from Ireland. So you get that sense of like, yeah, this is quite a big thing. And I would encourage anyone to go to MEX, even next year or the year after that. It's definitely worthwhile. But what I liked about your focus on it is that you were really open-minded to everything. You had in your head, you knew what you wanted, and you did what you wanted from that perspective of what you wanted to learn. But then there was all the other bits and pieces that sort of, in some ways, maybe I went, right, we're going to this, come, let's go. And then we went in and we sat at the front.
Went for it.
Yeah, we went to the front and we were like, let's just soak it all up. And yeah, soaking it up is the right thing. And I know that from speaking to you, and you can expand on it, like what you've now started to implement in your own business back home is all stuff that you've taken from the conference. And I would say, before you respond to that, so people are aware, Chewy is his AI friend. Chewy is his chat GPT that he calls. All right, just for clarification, because people are
Right.
thinking with
Does he
you
really have a
and
Wookiee?
Kel. Well, yeah, with you and Kel Sweeney, like being on the podcast with your backgrounds of all things Star Wars, you're in a bit of a competition. So Chewie is Sean's go-to friend. He's just named him. That's all he's done. He's just named
That's
him.
just how it works.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've named mine. Mine's called Alfred. But yeah, anyway, let's move on. So tell me, what were the key things you got out of MEX then?
The key things, and I made some points. So if I'm looking over here, that's what I'm
No,
doing. I've got my little notes because I was coming prepared.
You were very prepared.
I was very prepared. So one of the biggest things was, when you're booking, when you're getting the inquiries, it was language. That was the big thing, was getting those inquiries, how to manage them, and how to respond quickly. That was, I think, what I was definitely lacking once I heard all their presentations. But, I used to, treat inquiries like they're, information exchanges, but now it's like I'm asking better questions. You're diving into the emotion, not just logistics, because you're not selling, okay, I've got, 15 up lights and I've got these washout lights and this setup and that kind of setup. They don't care about that. That's more tech stuff for us nerds. They want to know about the experience, and and not to rush to the price. You're wanting to build build up the value first before the price comes into point. So that was one big thing. And then confidence. And this was my big thing, was I was wanting to up my pricing because of my experience and everything that, my own worth, if you will.
Yeah.
So my confidence was bad because of the market I'm in. I wasn't sure how this part of Oklahoma and Northwest Arkansas, like what their DJ market is. I know what Dallas is, and I knew my pricing for Dallas was on the low to moderate side. So me bringing that aspect to here and wanting to add it, I was very, very nervous about it. But after going to these seminars and learning this, I was like, okay, I'm worth it. I've got these things. If I'm approaching it this way, I'm providing experiences, that kind of thing. So that was a huge aspect there. One of the other things was, the language. Talking to these new clients. I think, Maddie, was it Peter Berg that talked about the language, or was that, who was talking about language to, it was Alan Berg. Okay. His seminar was, I think Monday was the biggest impact for me, but yeah, his seminar was phenomenal about how you're speaking to the clients and turning around quick responses and, short and sweet. The whole thing with me was, okay, we'll do an email, but let's go set up a phone call. Let's go set up a Zoom call, or let's go meet, kind of thing. Because I knew if I got them in front of me and we connected, then there's going to be a sale, plain and simple. But now it's not that way. It's, what can you provide? What's your pricing? Okay, well, I want to get to know what are you looking for, kind of thing. So breaking that down and making it more specific also helped. And that's one thing I changed with my business model. Again, these are all things I learned in just those few days. Was I always had one set price, or not one set price. I would set my pricing based on the event, but I provided everything. I didn't do packages. I didn't do the a la carte thing because I thought it might be more confusing to the clients, because I didn't want to become like, okay, well, here's a menu list. Okay, you can have this, 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 and this, and this. But now doing just experience packages, and you're not having to say or give the listing of what lighting you're providing and all that kind of stuff. This is your experience. This is what it includes. Most couples invest in this range, and just the wording alone, the language of that changed my viewpoint in it.
So with the language and that approach, and I know I've changed mine with the use of AI now, which
Well,
we'll talk about in a minute. But have you utilized that now a lot more with language?
yes. Oh my gosh. When the first thing I did when I got back was I was already in the process of building my new website, and it hadn't gone live yet. So learning all the new language on how to present that to a client, I implemented it immediately
Mm,
into these packages to describe my, what I can provide for the client's vision. So that kind of language is already on the website at djshawnsolo.com, if you will.
nice plug.
And go
Nice
read.
plug.
And it is, well, it worked out. Didn't time it out, but yes, it worked.
No, it's good. It's
Um,
good.
the, the wording in those experience packages, um, it made a difference. It reads well. I mean, I even presented the website to some Gen Zers that live in town, and when the site went live, they were like going, "I love it. I would totally book you, and I'd want the platinum because I want my experience to be like a rock concert kind of thing." And I had
Great
another
feedback
fellow
already.
DJ, right? I had another DJ that he's done a couple things for me, but when he looked at my site, he was saying, I'm not even now wanting to look at any other DJ. I'm comparing what your experiences are, what you're providing." Like, it completely changed him from looking at anything else. So
Wow.
just those little things. And like I said, I went to work hard when I got back from Vegas and doing all this, the website, the going through the notes and revamping thing. And we'll even get to talk about Studio Ninja. Like, I've completely changed my business model. Again, it's not just, a new brand, like you said. It's just it's been a revamp.
A nice revamp. What was the biggest takeaway you think you had from MEX, other than meeting me in
Golly.
person, obviously?
Well, it was definitely, meeting Matty F and getting to meet Kale, and get to have the three amigos out all week. But
Yes.
I think the biggest thing was, I don't know, the camaraderie. And I've been saying this for the past couple years on social media, that social media, you can say, that's got a lot of negative, you know, material out there and can be just bad, but it's got some good points. I mean, I've made some great connections because of social media that would have never have happened before. Like, I
Point.
consider you a true dear friend now, and you
Thank you.
live, on the other side of the world, and never would have happened. But it's guys like you that even help an old dog like me, learn things. I learned more from what you were teaching me about social media than I had even thought about anticipating from either the conference or, other stuff I've researched. It's helped me with my approach and change my outlook on what I do on my social media, not just random stuff, but making it focused towards the weddings, the corporate events, to attract those higher end clients. So, and going back to the networking part of it, it's everybody helping each other. That was the biggest
Yeah.
thing. I talked to so many other DJs that either came up to me randomly or just talked in general. And it felt like a family almost. Like, we're not really competition. We're there to help each other because everybody's going to have their own style.
Yeah.
And, you know, 10, 15 years ago, that wouldn't have been the case. It was always gaslighting. I don't think anybody would have shared as much 10, 15 years ago
Yeah.
than they are now.
No, I totally agree. The networking is really is a real key element to all of this stuff. Um, and I think that was one of the first things I said to you when the first night we went out, um, was like you're going to be introduced to so many people. Like, just get in there, get your face seen, start seeing these people, and then start those conversations. And you went 2-footed in. You were like, you jumped right into it, and but quite rightly so, because now you're in this position now that you've met so many DJs from across the US. forget me, Kel, and the Pro Mobile guys that were out there as well. Like, but from a networking point, from a US perspective, like you met people from all over the US, and the next time you go to one of these, whether it's one of the smaller ones regionally or MEX itself, people will remember you. People will remember you. People will come back. You were here last year. Oh man, it's
Yeah.
good to see you back. All of that will happen, and that's great for your branding from a perspective of even within the industry, people are knowing you, and people will
Right.
come to you. Like
Yeah.
you're already speaking to people who you've connected with from MEX, and that's great.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Just the fact that Sunday I was just I had just come in and you guys had your plans, and I'm like, you know what, I'll meet up with you later. But you encouraged me to come out, and I'm like, you know what, let's do it. Why not?
Yeah.
It's a good opportunity. And yeah, I've made some connections with those people as well. And they've even responded to some of my social media stuff saying, hey, great job, all this kind of, encouraging words.
Yeah.
And, um, one of the funny stories was that last night that we had the big party.
What are you going to say?
I was
Firstly, we've not talked about this. So, firstly, tread lightly what you're going to say about this party. But go on.
Oh no, well, I was just going to I was going to talk strictly about recognition.
Okay. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
night
Okay.
of the conference when we had
Yeah.
all the DJs doing their thing, I was trying to look, cool with my jacket, but I had my DJ Shawn Solo branding t-shirt on underneath. But everybody was dancing, we're having a good time. I took off my jacket and the brand was showing. I had so many people come up to me and either recognize the logo or say, "Oh my God, that's so cool." And they're now following me on social media. So it's like, okay, I've now been recognized all because of the networking and coming out to this.
Yep.
And so it's kind of cool. It's kind of fun.
Good. I'm pleased you went with that story.
Come on. We
Oh,
were
dear.
good boys. We were good boys.
We were great boys. We were great. And
Yes.
yeah, I mean, listen, there's no way of getting around it. We went and experienced Vegas in a different way than what it would normally be there to experience and what I'm saying is that we went to some big nightclubs. We went to the
Oh,
big
yeah.
nightclubs in Vegas to experience that as well, and they were great nights. They were great nights.
Yeah, that was one of the, I was so excited. I had already kind of put that on my list before, going out there. Because it was like one of my bucket lists. Mandy has never been a club girl. I grew up in the club days, and that was a big part of my life. But I wanted to go to Omnia. I wanted to experience it. And the fact that we got to do that and check that off the bucket lists, it was phenomenal. And to see Steve Aoki in person, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
it was a great time.
It was a great week. So in relation to so MEX happened, took loads away from it. Like, I mean, you were writing down notes like left, like to be fair, we both had our laptops open and we were like proper going for it like all the time.
Yeah.
So you've come back, you've sort of hit that refresh button. So tell me all of the things that you've sort of, or give me some of the key things that you've implemented since coming away from MEX and me, i.e. buzzing in your ear going, you need to do this, you need to do this.
You do that, do that. Let's see if I can hit on these top points. One, I got the website up and running with the right verbiage of explaining what I offer is what experiences I can provide. That was a huge thing. The aspect of, and this is more you actually, was the CRM. I've now implemented Studio Ninja within the website. So I'm learning that aspect to make it a one-stop shop and make it easy for the client to communicate to me and have one reference point. I mean, when I'm looking at that now comparing to what I did before, I mean, okay, here's this Excel spreadsheet, or here's these notes, and here's this PDF and this kind of stuff. It was so random, but that's what I thought I knew. So I've implemented those things. the social media, I've been more strategic about what I'm posting, mainly on Instagram. TikTok is just kind of, for me, hit or miss. I'm enjoying Instagram more than anything, just because I think clients are looking at that more than just TikTok. But my posts are specific, um, to weddings, to events. You know, the bar stuff, yes, is going to be there. I don't want to take that down because that's part of some seeing me in action kind of thing. But I've also learned how to do more stories because they're quick hitters. They don't have to stay in the on the grid page. So it's, I've seen you do that and I've learned that from you. So those are some of the key things that I've put into place. And learning confidence. I've been doing this now for 25 years and you can still grow. And I needed confidence, and I think I had lost a lot of that and was not confident in saying my expanding my, my business. And that all these things happened at the right time. And I think we even had a comment, or when I looked at you one time in the conference going, why didn't I do this before?
Yeah.
This is crazy. I could have been way ahead, but you said to me these words, you weren't ready yet. That still sticks in my head, that you weren't ready yet. And I wasn't. I don't think this would have impacted me as much if I had done this even just 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. I do recall you saying that quite a few times to me, to be honest. But what I like is that you are now. I could tell at the start you were like excited to be there. You were excited to see what was going to happen, and I think the first and the second day, like it was like I could tell by looking at you, it was like light bulb moment. It was like, wow, like I'm in full receive mode. I'm taking everything that is coming to me, and I'm gonna. I could see it. I could see it. And then after someone had finished a comment or said something, you used to look at me, and you were just like, like you were like,
what?
But I could tell it was like, I'm gonna use that. Like that's literally how it was. But I could tell as the week went on, then like your whole. You were like ready to go. You were like, it was like a case of I need to get back. I've got so much to implement. I've got so much to implement.
So much work to do.
Yeah, grabbed it, grasped it, and you. I know we've spoken, but you feel a lot more confident about what you're doing in this space now than you ever were, because you've now got this solid foundation that ultimately this conference has given you.
Yeah, it's given me the tools, and you hit the nail on the head. I was like ready to give. I love Vegas. Vegas is one of my favorite cities and I love going, but I was ready to get back home so fast because I wanted to start going to work. I wanted to get this going. It's not just half-assing it. I'm like, oh, if this is going to be what I'm going to do, I need to put this in place. And they can give you all the tools and they can show you all this, but if you don't utilize it, you're just wasting it. I'm taking the moment to invest in myself, probably for the first time in a while.
100%, 100%. I would say probably the first thing you needed to say in that point was, I needed to get home because I needed to see Mandy, and then start to implement everything that I've learned.
Yes. Yeah, just flip this around. Yes, I was ready to get home to see Mandy. I've missed her so much.
I'll sort it out in the edit. If I don't, I apologize. But I would say, actually, as soon as you landed, I had a random text message from a number that I never recognized, didn't know who it was. And it was from an American cell phone. And it was your wife going, I've got your number from Shawn. You are the emergency contact if anything goes wrong. To which I was like, great, I'm the safety net. This is perfect. This is what I'm here for, just to look after Shawn. But yeah, it was
well,
good.
she was,
really good.
She's always looking out for me.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's a good job. It's a good job because I had my work cut out after you in Vegas.
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
But yes, no, it was good. So one of the things that you really wanted to do when you came back was to start going and seeing wedding venues and
Yes.
vendors and stuff. So where are you with that?
Well, and that was another thing from the conference that our good friend Jack Christian had a great seminar on um, vendor, um,
Relationships?
getting to be your vendor relationships, right? And becoming your favorite DJ for whatever vendor. Um, so we've got a place in town that's a big venue that I've done several events, several weddings, and I know the owner very well now. So she was excited to hear what has come back from Vegas. She's been on vacation for the past couple of weeks, but we've got an appointment set up here in the next week or so to kind of build that relationship more and tell her what I'm thinking about doing as far as my wedding experiences and having an experience package that is catered to her facility, because I've know it so well. I know how to decorate it up, if you will. So that's kind of where we stand with that. There's another venue in Tulsa that I've worked at just once, but they want to work with me more. So it's all kind of the venue thing is coming around slowly, a little bit slower than I wanted to, but it's all been about timing because I didn't have the website up yet. I didn't want to create these meetings and say, well, this is what it's going to look like, or I want to be like, this is it. This is how the clients will communicate. This is how, this kind of stuff. So they'll think, oh, wow, this guy has really got it together.
Yeah.
So, but,
and I was so pleased to give you that advice.
Yes, I feel like somebody said that to me.
Yeah.
But
it's great. I'm buzzing for you. Like, I'm so happy that you're in this space of like, let's go and hit it. Let's go and hit it hard. So it's great to see. It's really great to see. And I would say, actually, talking, you touched on Jack Christian's presentation that he did at MEX around relationships with vendors, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Just last week at the wedding that I did, they used the same chairs for the ceremony, and then they went back into the eating area, into the hall for that point. And I'm helping them move chairs in and out, and the owner's like, you don't need to do that. I said, what are you talking about? We're one team. We're all one part of the team. We're all part of the same, we're all trying to deliver the same thing. I'm here. I'm not going to
use me. I'm here to help. Yeah. The DJ's just staying over there behind the booth going, okay, when can I start? It's like, let me help.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So,
and they'll notice it, and they'll notice that thing, and that's what helps.
Yeah, absolutely. So what you got coming up? Anything good?
Well, we're going to be busy for the next, definitely next month and May, because we've got a big festival. It's an annual festival here in Tahlequah called the Crawfish Festival 8. We've got live music, we've got food, we've got a big restaurant here called Lenny Bros, a couple brothers that are from Louisiana, so they have this crawfish and Cajun food. It's absolutely amazing. But anyway, they've got this 2-day festival, and I DJ and MC the entire event, and then I DJ the official after party at Dwayne's. So that's a whole Friday, Saturday, back-to-back weekend. I've got a private event coming up this Friday. We've got another Redfern Festival. We've got NSU graduation nights. I don't have any weddings, but I've got more events that are held local in town that is always busy around this time. So yeah.
Good, man. Love it.
Yeah.
This is all good stuff.
This is great stuff.
This is like chalk and cheese a little bit compared to the episode that we did 2 years ago. Like, it was great. Oh yeah, I do the bar, and this is how we do, and I lug my stuff down here, and you do all this, and I put it all in the Jeep, and and all of this sort of stuff. And now you're so focused, Shawn. You're so focused on all of this.
I'll be curious to go back, and I don't know if I want to watch that episode with you and John. I don't know, but I was probably like so excited. Ooh, I'm on a podcast with these guys across from, and they're in England and everything. But no, you're my mate now. And I'm like, it was a great experience. And this is, I'm so focused. This is just got to get going.
Yeah. No,
So now it's got to be like, how do I promote all this?
Well, I think you'll do it. And I think that will come naturally with when you start meeting with vendors and start that process happening. Once that gets going, I think you'll be in your lane, and your belief in your product and what you have and the premium end that you're now pushing towards, just have complete faith in that. Just have complete faith in your ability in that, because you have changed. Your whole setup probably wasn't right then, and it probably is totally right now for you currently. So just keep the faith. Just keep the faith.
Yeah.
And believe in it.
100%. Yeah. If you don't believe in yourself, it's not going to work. And again, if you get this information, just sit on it, you're only hurting yourself. You have to invest into yourself if you really want to grow and be successful at it. And Shawn Solo 2.0 is getting after it.
So with all of our listeners across the world that listen to this podcast, your biggest thing that you would probably say, and I'm sort of feeding you the line here a little bit, how this was your first ever conference type thing, how would you promote that to other people to go who have never been to one before?
I would say, if you're even thinking about it, sign up and do it. It was the first one. I've been DJing for 25 years, and this is the first one I ever went to. And now I'm already looking at the calendar for next year and what other one I can go to experience different ones, because each one's going to have its own little vibe to it, if you will. But I would say, do it and go. You will learn something. You will learn things that help you out greatly.
Yeah, 100%.
So do it.
I mean, I don't vouch at all that I know everything about what we do in this space. I just like talking about it and like trying to help as many people as I possibly can achieve something with it. But I even, and I mentioned it on the podcast, the gift card, amazing.
Oh yeah,
amazing idea. The gift card. So I'm using that now. That's
how has that worked? Have you got any feedback from it yet?
Yeah, already. Yeah, I've utilized it and I've heard back. So straight away, the gift card thing is working, hands down. One of the number one key thing for me. The second one was the AI stuff.
Sure.
I'm now using Sintra, which I'll do an episode on. And I'm using Sintra, and it is controlling absolutely everything. I say controlling is a little bit over the top, but it is providing me with so much additional stuff that I was doing that was taking up my time. It streamlined so much for me. But it's those are the two big things. And to be fair, and you talk about it, when I left and I'm sitting in the departure lounge in Las Vegas. I've got to say Las Vegas because everyone keeps telling me off for saying Las Vegas. Las Vegas.
Well, it's Las Vegas.
It's my English accent. Las Vegas. So when I was in the departure lounge, I'm like literally, I'm sorting out my CEOs for my website, my CEOs, my SEOs for my website. I'm sorting out packages. I'm sorting out wording for customer email. I'm like literally doing so, and I'm in it. I'm in the zone, and I have been ever since. So I would echo 100% what Shawn has just said. If you've never been to a conference, wherever you are in the world, there will be DJ conferences happening. Go and find them. Go get signed up. Go and network. Go and speak to other people. Listen to the keynote speakers. Take something away from it and start to implement it. I always describe these events as like a pick and mix. There is so much happening at these conferences where you could go, I can take a little bit of this, I'll take a little bit of that, and you're pick and mixing away what you want to then ultimately sort your business out and what you're doing. And there'll be certain little bits that you'll take away and you go, I'm using that.
Right.
I'm having that.
Yep.
So definitely do it. It's
for
been
sure.
great talking to you, man. It's been great.
It's good. It's been good talking to you, mate. Yes,
I know.
absolutely.
It's like the way I said that is like we haven't spoken, but we've spoken a lot
It's like,
since February, since
yeah,
we actually saw each other in person.
I know. Well, I love it,
Um,
man. It's great. Get the
no, it's
phone
great.
call and looking
Yeah,
at. I even told you. I probably can't see the watch, but on our smartwatch, I've got a little thing on my bottom corner that says London time, so I don't have to do the math, and I can look and see
there
what
you
time
go.
it is, whether or not to call you or you call me or whatnot. So yeah.
Listen, I know it's 6 hours. So yeah. So the advantage is that when I'm sort of you're having a bit of a rough time, like, or I'd say a rough time. I should elaborate that on that slightly. Is that you had a bit of a night in the bar and just
Yeah.
things just didn't go your way, and you were like, you got into your head, and then next thing you know, at like 7:30 in the morning, my time, which is 1:30 your time, in
Right.
the night, I get a text message and I'm going, and you're like, man, this is what's going on, like,
I know.
but these things happen. But the time difference doesn't matter as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
Always lean on me. You know where I am.
well,
Always.
and that's the thing I want to touch on too, with talking about the camaraderie. I and the DJ mental health. I know you've talked about it before with what
Yeah.
you went through, and ha- hats off to you for taking control of that and addressing it and everything, because
Thank
not
you.
all of us will talk about it. And that weekend, yeah, it was an off night. It was weird. People weren't being just reciprocated. I thought, am I doing something wrong? I was just, man, it put me in a bad headspace. And
Yeah.
Mandy had already left for the night, so I didn't have anybody there to kind of lean on. And I'm like, I'm messaging him and just to say, hey, I need to like talk or just something get out,
Yeah.
So
And yeah, I'm
always,
there.
always reach out. Yeah. So I
Absolutely.
appreciate,
Absolutely.
you.
Well, it's been absolutely great having you on. And guess what? We'll have you on in another 2 years' time when we're back.
Okay.
We'll do it
Maybe maybe we can do one, and when I come over there for a Pro Mobile conference or something, who knows?
There you go. There you go. You heard it here first, Mandy.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Coming to London for a Pro Mobile
Coming to
conference.
London, right? But then she was going to make us stay for the next 2 weeks, which is fine by me. So
Okay, that's fine. It's all good. It's been great having you on, man. I appreciate it.
thank you,
Appreciate your
thank you.
time. I appreciate you telling the listeners what you got out of MEX and the conference and the seminars and Omnia
Everything.
and
All
Malibu.
good stuff. Yes, Malibu. Well,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Coca-Cola. Yeah, all of
Coca-Cola.
that. Yeah, just Coca-Cola. Just a Coke. Thanks.
Yes,
It's been great. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon, my friend.
Maddie. See you, baby. Cheers.
So there you go. We had Shawn back on the podcast. Isn't it nice? Getting old friends back on that have been sitting in the wings for 2 years. But as you can see, or as you can hear from that interview with Shawn, that he has really upped his game, took a lot of advice and help from not just me, but from everyone at MEX and the networking. And yeah, I'm super pleased for him that he's going in the right direction. And yeah, he's smashing it. So there you go. That is the Groove Junction this week. Thank you for listening. And as always, please go and subscribe. Hit the comments button. Add a little comment in there. It helps the algorithm push us up even higher and lets people know that we're out there. So go do that for me. Go like it. So go subscribe to it and go and add a little comment. It's always nice. Always nice to read the comments. I appreciate it. We will see you same time, same place next week here on the Groove Junction. See ya.